There are plans to stop the May 29 inauguration ceremony and the swearing-in of President Muhammadu Buhari for a second term in office. One of the new political parties, Hope Democratic Party, has asked the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to stop the planned swearing-in ceremony of President Buhari slated for May 29. The party says it will be unfair and unjust to inaugurate President Buhari for a second term on the ground that the validity of the election that produced him has been challenged at the tribunal. The Hope Democratic Party, in a motion on notice filed on May 9, 2019, prayed for an order of the tribunal to stop the president from presenting himself for inauguration on the 29th of May or any other date until all petitions challenging his election have been fully settled. Well, another challenge here is the pressure from the People's Democratic Party, a major opposition party. Last week, the PDP raised an alarm over the role of the president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Bukatua, who is sitting on the panel in the Presidential Tribunal, and have asked her to recuse herself. That means she should step aside from the panel, from the case that is ongoing on the Presidential Election Tribunal. And these are some of the issues for discussion tonight. My partner tonight on the program, I have joining me from our Abuja studio, Mr. Kasim Afegbua, a member of the People's Democratic Party and a spokesperson of the PDP presidential campaign. Side by side with him is Honorable Wesley Dawusa, a former member of the House of Representatives and a lawyer. We'll be standing in as a lawyer tonight from the United States, from, I guess, Florida, is Mr. Daniel Buala, a lawyer also, and a member of the APC. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time tonight on the program. Let me get a quick reaction from Mr. Buala. The plan by the Hope Democratic Party to stop your party, they do say that, I mean, they said that it is unfair and unjust for the court to allow the president to be sworn in. How significant is that move by the Hope Democratic Party?
Well, Sean, thank you for having me. I must say that it is strange, quite frankly, that such application was brought before the court, because never a time since 1999 till date have such application been brought to court. But I will not dwell on the merit of the application since the matter is sub judice. However, I can only tell you that in Amechi, Ubi and INEC, part of what was determined at the Supreme Court was at what time does the term of office of an elected official starts counting. And the Supreme Court said from when you take the oath of office. If that law is still valid, if that is the position of the law, then it doesn't matter when a matter is determined at the tribunal. At any time it is determined that a candidate is the winner of that election and he was not the one that was sworn to office, he will be sworn to office and his term of office will start counting from that time. That is what we understand. Imagine a situation where you have over 30 states of the federation, all of the governors, including the president, is forestalled, is denied the taking of office because a matter is in the tribunal. So I would not dwell actually on the merit of the matter, but this is what we know and this is the position of the law, that it doesn't matter at whatever time somebody is determined that is the winner of an election and he takes the oath of office, that is when his time starts counting. And if that is the case, then it is not right and it is not proper for you to go ahead and start challenging this kind of things in court.
Mr. Afegbua, let's go to our Abuja studio. Mr. Afegbua is there. And let me ask you quickly, Mr. Afegbua, is your party standing with the Hope Democratic Party on this one, that President Buhari should not be sworn in on the 29th of May?
Thank you, Sheung. The People's Democratic Party filed a petition to the tribunal challenging the outcome of the 2019 elections. We are not Hope Democratic Party. I haven't heard of that party before, and I'm not sure they are doing the bidding of the PDP, and they won't do the bidding of the PDP because we are very conversant with the provisions of the Constitution 1999. 4-year tenure expires 29th of May. Another 4-year tenure will commence. Even though we have issues with the outcome of the elections, we are not going to allow a vacuum. We are not. We are law-abiding political party. We are law-abiding Nigerians. We will ensure that we pursue this tribunal case to a logical conclusion and ensure and through the process advance very cogent reasons with evidence at the tribunal to convince the justices that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar actually won the election of 2019. In doing so, we are expecting that whoever will be sworn in on 29, in this case, General Muhammadu Buhari, when the tribunal gives a judgment, if it comes in our favor, he will be so excused and the new president will be sworn in. And there are scenarios all over the country with respect to state government who got their judgment in the tribunals and the law courts and who are serving their term based on when they were sworn in. So I don't know what good the Hope Democratic Party intends to achieve in this one. We want to jealously guard the unity of our country, even though we know that the APC has failed abysmally. But even at that, we will ensure that we're able to talk to our people and our followers and members to exercise patience so that they can go through the rigors of the tribunal. Don't forget that we have earlier argued that it is good for cases, disputations arising from elections to be concluded before swearing in of any candidate. But since the law has not permitted that, we will follow what the law says as a law-abiding political party.
Great. Let me turn to Honorable Wesley Daosa this time around. You are not standing with any of the parties involved in this conversation tonight. But quickly, let your submission lead us into our first break on the program. And the big question will be, in the implication of what Hope Democratic Party did today, and in law, how does it sound?
Well, first, that application is against public policy. It doesn't have a space in our legal environment. There's no question that the election petition itself is regulated by law. And under the appropriate law, there is no such section which allows this type of application to be granted. We all know that the election petition period for conduct of the election contestation is time-bound. And to that extent, we know that even if this type of application were to be brought, it's just in exercise of the right of the party to apply to court. But even in making your applications, they should make applications that are commonsensical. I think that without commenting on the merit of that matter, it doesn't make sense. And I know that it will be thrown out of the court quicker than it came in. No question about that.
Let me get quick reaction from Mr. Daniel Buala. In this matter, is it commonsensical? Is it right? Is it lawful for the PDP on the grounds that the PDP are asking Dr. Bukachua to recuse herself?
Well, let me even start by telling you that even the issue of Hope Democratic Party is still PDP behind it. It is in the proverbial time, the voice of Jacob and the hand of Esau. We know that. But then why they are attacking the tribunal, and especially the tribunal chair, is because they keep applying this theory I call the Buba Galadima theory of election. Attack the subject, discredit the process, reject the outcome. They did that in the election, they failed. Now they are doing it at the tribunal. They are attacking the subject, which is the president. They are discrediting the process because the law is clear. The only time you can raise an objection to the impartiality of the tribunal is where you have material facts. And what are those facts? Assuming the husband of the Honorable Justice Bulkachua is a presidential candidate or a party in this action, there is a valid question that you can raise. Throughout Nigeria from 1999 to 2007, you don't know that you have judges and justices who are spouses and aunties of members of PDP. Cases have been decided before their courts, right up to Supreme Court. Nobody raised objection. The desperation of PDP is that which, if care is not taken, will plunge the democracy into a problem. And this is an indication that their case is weak. And that's why I don't even want to delve on the merit of the case. But some of these tactics that they are deploying is quite unfortunate. There is no correlation with the law. It is making a noise in the hope that they will intimidate the tribunal. And if they don't get what they are getting, then they will reject the outcome. Very, very unfortunate.
Right. Let's get Mr. Kasim Afegbua. Mr. Afegbua, what Mr. Buala has said today, does that describe the position of your party presently? Because he said, look, if you cannot discredit the process and that you reject it, is that what your party is facing or is looking like right now?
I think Mr. Buala is just sitting down and enjoying himself in Canada, far away Canada. He's cut away from what is happening back home here. It's quite unfortunate that a lawyer will be saying that a woman who carries a moral burden on her shoulders with respect to her relationship with the husband who is also a senator-elect of the APC will have no linkage at all or interest in the matter she's presiding on. I think that's quite unfortunate that Voila is making those kind of commentaries. The fact that there have been cases decided in the past where relations of persons were involved and nobody raised eyebrow does not vitiate this particular one. And that's by the way. What we are saying in essence is simple. Senator-elect Bukka Chua, who is the husband of the chairman of this tribunal, is a member of the APC from Bauchi North. And to that extent, there is no how that there won't be linkages, there won't be discussions about this tribunal issue when she gets home, there won't be discussions on it, there's no how that there won't be some kind of nocturnal discussions on these issues. And in order for you to guarantee that there's fairness, there's some semblance of fairness in the persons that have presented their cases before the tribunal, you just recuse yourself. It's a provision in law. You recuse yourself because your interest is going to be conflicting on the overall interest of that particular tribunal. We are not asking for too much. We are saying that if you don't have anything to hide, this was the same way we talked about the Amina Zakari of the INEC. They allow her. Now today, you can see the outcome of the election, all the manipulations and what have you. And so today we are saying that this case is before the tribunal. My lord, since you are a wife to this man who is a senator-elect of the PDP, of the APC, and APC is an interested party in this case, you cannot preside as chairman of this, because even from her initial comments at the tribunal, she was already prejudicial. And so to that extent, we're asking for just a simple thing, just excuse yourself and get somebody else to be there so that you can give us some level of confidence that at least justice will be served in this tribunal.
Let's allow Mr. Wesley also to weigh in on this one. As a lawyer, historically speaking, and in law, if you can briefly describe what is happening today, morally speaking also, do you think Justice Bukka Chua will listen to the plea or the allegations of the PDP and recuse herself?
Well, I don't think it's about Justice Bukka Chua. In my own opinion, she's the judge of high integrity. Now, the point is the likelihood of bias. What will the ordinary man looking at the appointment and looking at the nature of the subject matter say? Will the public viewing the appointment say that, oh, there is a likelihood that the honorable judge can influence or can be influenced by her spouse to the extent that the APC takes the advantage of that influence? Now, if the answer is yes, then the ideal would be for her to recuse herself. But if there is no such reasonability by the public that that will happen, then of course it will not be a matter to be discussed. But in my humble opinion, it is clear that the likelihood is high. Many are discussing it all over the place. Will there be justice? Will the honorable judge play a fair role? And once that speculation remains a recurring decimal in the public corridors, then of course that likelihood of bias is strong. And I will urge that the honorable thing be done. And that may be eventually to recuse herself.
We must leave it at that. I would have loved to throw in one last question to all of you, but I'm being told that we're out of time. But I must sincerely thank you, my partner, tonight for your commitment and your submissions on the show today. Mr. Kasim Afegwa, thank you so much for coming on. Honorable Wesley Dawson, thank you as always for coming on tonight. Mr. Daniel Buala, many thanks, and enjoy the wonderful weather in Miami, Florida. Thank you so much for coming on today. Well, that's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye-bye.